My name is Tamika Lamb. I'm a lieutenant with the department. I've been on for going on 9 years now. Initially, it was a need a job type thing, and I was with a buddy of mine, and he's a McKinney firefighter. We were both trainers at a gym, and he's like, "Hey, I think that you would do really good at this job." And I've always had very active careers, and so I looked into it, and I had a week pretty much to decide and get all my paperwork in, and it was kind of one of those things where, once I started looking into it, I was like, I think this is pretty cool because it's hard for me to sit still, kind of like in this chair, but it's hard for me to sit still sometimes, so I needed a job that was gonna kind of keep me active and have similarities to the military, so primarily that's why. Prior to the department, like I said before, I was a trainer, fitness trainer. Before that, I was with the Federal Reserve Police Department. Prior to that, Homeland Security, and then military. Dallas Fire Rescue probably gave me the closest thing that I had from being in the military. I was active duty for 6, and I did a total of 4 inactive, so 10 total. But that camaraderie and that paramilitary type vibe was exactly what DFR is and has been for me. So it was familiar and comfortable. Primarily the camaraderie. I've met a lot of really good people on this job, and I wouldn't even say they're as just friends. It's a family. So there's numerous people that I can think of off the top of my head that anytime I need to talk or vent or just hang out, that's my little circle. You kind of build your little tribe here, and that's one of the things that I really do enjoy about DFR. No, I thought that it was kind of a myth, and it was actually almost embarrassing that you kind of fangirl whenever you did see another female in uniform, because you're just like, oh my God, there's another one. And you don't want to be weird and be like, hey, come, let me come talk to you. But I could probably think of maybe 2 or 3 that I actually saw out in the field. So there weren't a lot, not on the operations side. No, I've always had a primarily male-dominated type job in the military. I was SRT, which is basically like our version of SWAT, and I was the only female in that on my crew there. And even military police, there weren't a whole lot of us. The culture has changed probably. The biggest thing I think is that we are a very young department, and with that comes more diversity and people having open minds on different things. Whereas when I first got out of the department, it was, kind of like, not in a bad way, but like a good old boys club. And unfortunately, as a female in any male-driven job, especially a physical one, you have to be 10 times better, or perceived as 10 times better, to be considered equal. And it's not fair, and it's just kind of how it is. So fortunately for me, the females that I did kind of align myself with and learn from, they were always the ones that kind of did the extra step, put in the extra work, did the extra training. And that was how I came up in the military. So it kind of, it just fit. So now that we are a younger department, I feel like it's more inclusive, both of being more aware of like mental health and self-care, as well as more women on the department, and it not being such a taboo thing or something that you don't see as much. I mean, I don't think I'm paving the way, but I definitely try to pay it forward. There have been a lot of people that I would consider mentors, both male and female, on this job that made a big difference and made a huge impact with me. And knowing that somebody took the time to maybe show me something that I was struggling with technically or tactically, you kind of pay that forward instead of just, oh, well, somebody help me, I'm just gonna stay in my little corner, We all benefit when everybody learns. It's nice, Lori and I both, we kind of rewrote the mentoring program, the CPAP mentoring program when I first got on. I was a rookie, and we didn't know each other, and they pretty much threw us in a room and let us get lunch and was like, figure it out. So with that, we got to see a lot of people come through the department, and we got to remember some of the things that we did like or didn't like when we first got on, and tried to change those things to be more positive. And so I think with that, we've probably impacted more people than we realized, but it always came from a good place, and from trying to get people to be prepared and understand what they're coming into, and feeling like they're supported, even in the very earliest days of trying to get onto this career. For me personally, you get to come to work, and you get to work with, some of the best people. I feel that in general, we're a selfless bunch of people, a lot of type A, so sometimes those type A personalities can clash, but at the end of the day, we're all working towards a common goal. And I feel nowadays that can be rare, especially when you come from different backgrounds. You were raised differently, different religions, but despite all of those differences, we can all come together and save a stranger's house, or, help little Mimo off the ground. Sometimes it's not just a life and death thing. Sometimes it's just treating people with respect. I think that says a lot about us as a whole, that regardless of what you and I may disagree upon, we set that aside and go to work and, have a common goal and accomplish that.